Carlos Menchaca from Sunset Park and Antonio Reynoso from Bushwick. Both serve on the City Council's Transportation Committee and are well known for their bike advocacy in the borough.
Nice to see you.
So where are you guys coming from?
Red Hook. Just biked in from Red Hook.
My ride is a little longer. Came from Bushwick, actually.
You did?
Yes, I did. It was a
Yeah?
lot of fun. Always. My favorite bike lane's in Bushwick.
So how much are you biking these days?
If I need to get to work, if I need to hang out with family and friends, I'm always biking to the location.
And what about you?
So into City Hall, through Red Hook, it's a 30-minute ride, which is great. I bike slow, especially in the hot season.
Yes.
And that's how I time my bike over.
Yeah.
But the Greenway has been a really good and easy way to get to the Brooklyn Bridge and over into City Hall.
So here's a quiz for you.
Yes.
What percentage of Brooklynites who bike to work are Latino?
Oh. 25%.
30%.
Did you know that?
I think I did. I think I did know that.
I know it's not part of the necessarily like the image of like who a cyclist to work is.
Right.
Well, it depends where you are. So in Bushwick and Sunset Park, this is where the majority of the Latinos that make up that percentage are. So you're seeing people ride to work, but you're also seeing people use bikes for work as well.
Yes.
And that's not just in the Latino community, it's also in the Chinese community.
Right.
So it didn't look like it showed up in the census from 5 years ago, but I feel like there's invisible communities who are using bicycles.
Yeah, absolutely, especially now where you're talking about that bike lanes tend to be the beginning of gentrification in a lot of these neighborhoods, and I don't think that that's necessarily what's happening. As you can see, is that if we have 25% of the population that's biking to work is Latino, it's showing that it's not necessarily a gentrifier like a system, right? It's New York system.
When you see more bikes on the street and you see more families on the street, things just slow down a little bit too in communities like this.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like the infrastructure is following the culture, and we're seeing that here in our neighborhoods.
And it's also like demystifying that there's only one type of bike rider that goes to work, right?
Yes.
And I don't think that that's necessarily the case right now. Traditionally in the past, if you were biking, it's probably because you don't have a car, or it's probably because you can't afford something else. But now this is so common practice that you're not looked at as being poor or not being able to provide. That this is a real transportation option.
Earlier today, I met with a woman from Streets Pack.
Awesome.
Yes. Hilda.
We love Streets Pack.
You're the politicians to be influenced, and you have this powerful, on-fire community.
Yes. So that's the first part I love. It's that they're the all-powerful bike lobby, or so says one of the newspapers. And they weren't. When they came to us, it was like 5 people that cared about biking, that wanted to make sure that we paid attention to it when we got to the city council. And it's blown up, and it's done so much more than that. And it's been an amazing experience being able to grow with them as our advocacy grows, our rise, I guess, in the city council as folks in leadership, and being able to have that conversation on the transportation committee in a way it probably didn't happen 5 years ago. And I think that they appreciate that. So I love Streets Pack. I love what they do. And I'm so glad that I was one of the first folks that they endorsed in my race. And, and it's a risk that they took, but they knew that they knew what I did and how I rode. And I just want to say that Carlos kind of got me more into biking than before. I had a bike, but I didn't use it all the time. We rode together as making it like a campaign thing.
Yeah.
With Streets Pack.
It was like biking from the north
So
to
were
the
you
south.
canvassing, or were you
No, we
waving
just
like a personal parade?
Exactly, and I don't think we gained any votes, but we gained a great friendship through it.
So if you wanna become a cyclist, run for city council.
Yeah, why not? That would work.
I think we need more council member cyclists.
Okay.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Why?
I think when you're in the room, you really think about the trip you just took that morning into the hearing, for example, and you see so much. You're connected to the community in a whole different way. You smell it, you taste it, you see it, you feel it. When you're in a car, that doesn't happen.
Okay, I got another quiz for you.
Okay.
What percentage of Brooklynites bike to work?
Oh,
actually, John. So this is the person I learned this fact from.
We just got a quiz, and we're trying to figure this out.
Maybe you can answer that.
The fact comes from him. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
So I just asked them, what percentage of Brooklynites bike to work?
I would say 35%.
No, I would say like 6%.
John?
It's a little over 1% of the people who
Okay.
Because I was thinking,
wait, this is Brooklynites?
Yeah, so Bensonhurst
all of Brooklyn.
This is how
they're not biking out there.
This is how Brooklyn workers
Not
commute.
yet.
But still, there's tens of thousands of them. So
Right.
I thought you were asking me how many do we want to bike.
Okay, well, that's that isn't a quiz, that's an aspiration.
I would
Okay,
like to see a third of the population in Brooklyn ride, and that's really the aspiration I think we need to arrive at.
Did you bike from work?
I occasionally bike in and out of work from Park Slope to 34th Street and 5th Avenue.
Yeah.
You're like the bike statistic guru. How did you come to be that?
You know, I'm an academic, so I've been kind of a statistics guru for a long time. The biking part, I really enjoyed riding my bike as a kid, and I just basically never stopped.
Professor, are you an outlier in your institution? I mean, CUNY's
No,
university?
well, first of all, we have a bunch of graduate students, and many of them ride their bikes into work. I'm probably the only senior faculty member or administrative type that I get a lot of comments when I come in the middle of the summer in my bike shorts from people about it.
Well, as an outlier and leaders all, I think it'd be fun to do a little bit of biking together.